You have to be methodical, and you have to be patient, and you have to be able of starting again, and be willing to not earn a huge amount of money at what you do and the time you spend on things. But I don't think you should leave that in. My name is Seth Kennedy. I am an antiquarian horologist and pocket watch case maker. Antiquarian horology encompasses many things because it could cover all sorts of timepieces, from huge clocks right the way down to watches. I came in from a slightly odd angle in that I had no prior interest. I had a mechanical engineering background, suffered with redundancy, and ended up being introduced to it through a family friend. It was something I could do, but I would never have chosen it. You need to be the right sort of person to go into this, so it's tricky perhaps to find those people. But then I think once you've got sucked in, you never leave. No job is particularly typical. When England had this big watchmaking industry, all the jobs were split down into individual tasks, and you'd had specialists that would make or modify or fit various individual pieces. Now, as a restorer, you've got to be able to do pretty much all of those activities yourself. Reasonably often you get things that have been badly handled or clearly been messed about with someone who doesn't really understand the function. I've had watches where I don't think they've been apart for over a century just because of the way that, the gunginess in them, and you really can't tell until you've actually cleaned everything quite what state it's going to be in. A line I often use is that when I got into watchmaking, it redefined what I considered to be small and redefined what I considered to be old. So previously I'd been using typical tolerances of plus or minus 0.1 of a millimetre or so, and now I might be making something that is 0.1 of a millimetre in diameter. So, the tolerances are tiny in comparison. Doing watch restoration of the sort that I do is quite hard to find anyone to show you the ropes. I began with a mentor in order to get me going, a chap called Ray Bell, who passed away about 5 or 6 years after I'd started. He was physically disabled, and so he couldn't hold a screwdriver or any of the tools or a watch in the same way as you or I would. Yet it didn't stop him from doing great work. It's shown that anything's possible when it comes to doing this kind of work, that something like that's not a boundary. Watches were the space technology of their era. If you do an engineering degree now, you don't really learn anything in a practical sense that would help you become a practical watchmaker. I found initially actually the fact that I'd been building and detailing plastic model kits as a teenager helped me more in terms of the fine hand skills. They're a beating mechanical object. The mechanical watch holds some sort of mystery as to how this item is able to keep such accurate time that was made by the best technicians of their time a century or more ago. It's a fabulous thing.